Our next speaker is a former state treasurer, been serving the public and public interest throughout his entire career. He was elected lieutenant governor here in Illinois in 2002 and was re-elected in 2006. Very dedicated man, dedicated to the veterans, among many other causes. He assumed office as governor earlier this year, as we all know, and to say that he assumed the governorship in difficult, challenging, and daunting times is the understatement of the day. And he has been thrown in the whirlwind, but he has kept his nose to the grindstone. Please help me welcome the governor, Pat Quinn.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to thank Alan and all of the county chairmen who have put together such a wonderful event this morning. We were at the governor's mansion last night, and I'm happy to say that I live in the governor's mansion, and I think it's a great mansion. It's the people's house. We had an open house on Abraham Lincoln's birthday to let the people of Illinois in the mansion, and we're going to have more open houses. We had an Easter egg hunt for children with disabilities on the day before Easter on the lawn of the mansion, and I want to make sure that everyone in this room and everyone in Illinois knows that the People's House is welcoming the world. Illinois is on the rebound. We're coming back. We had some tough times under my predecessor. I inherited a lot of difficult problems and challenges, and we're tackling them every single day with the kind of spirit that the people of Illinois have shown throughout their entire history. We're aggressive and we're progressive in the land of Lincoln. I want to thank all of the precinct committeemen who are gathered here today, the local elected officials, township officials, county officials, municipal officials. We're all in the vineyard here. It's a tough economic time for our state and indeed for our country, but we're not naysayers in Illinois or in the United States of America. We don't go around with a dreary approach. We roll up our sleeves. We band together, not for profit, for a cause we believe in, and that's the common good, the people of Illinois and the people of the United States of America. We're going to solve every single challenge we get. When I got sworn in there on January 29th, it was a cold day. I went over to the governor's mansion. The very next day, we had a meeting. I called all the statewide officials together in the governor's office, and I said we have to collaborate. We have to cooperate. We've got to work together to tackle some of these big problems that we have. Certainly, we have to do something about ethics, and we have to do something about jobs and balancing the budget. And I want to thank President Obama, who within 3 days called me to the White House, to the Oval Office, and said he would do everything he could to help Illinois get back where it ought to be. And I thank the President for the fiscal stimulus that he organized and put together on behalf of our country. Illinois has benefited from the fiscal stimulus. And I want to thank the men and women who work for state government, because we were the very best state at getting federal money for highways in the first round of the stimulus. We want to keep that going. We've got a lot of roads to repair and bridges to make safe. It's important that we work together to do that. And I do want to thank Senator Dick Durbin, who from the very start has called me and given me counsel. When I proposed an income tax increase on March 18th in the budget address, talk about courage. Talk about not sugarcoating our budget deficit. We have to tell the truth to the people of Illinois. And I went there before the House and Senate, and I told the people what we have to do. Illinois is not a deadbeat state. We're not a delinquent when it comes to paying our bills. We believe in investing in health, in education, in public safety, and helping our veterans. And if we don't have enough revenue to do that, we've got to make sure we do. Because I'm not going to tell any veteran coming back from Iraq or Afghanistan, we don't have the money for your health care or your education or helping you get a job. That's not what Illinois believes in. We believe in keeping faith with the people who are doing the hard work in Illinois. I want to be a governor who's a people person, who fights for everyday people, for folks who don't have a lobbyist in Springfield or anywhere else. That's what we need in Illinois every day. We need a governor who's a fighter for everyday people. And I do want to very much thank Secretary of State Jesse White, who I was with several weeks ago when we signed a bill that Jesse White and Representative John D'Amico worked very hard on to ban texting while driving. Who ever heard of such a thing, that people should be texting while driving? And I want to thank the Secretary for his leadership on that. And I want to thank our Attorney General, Lisa Madigan. We were together just the other day, and I signed the Freedom of Information Act. Our staff worked with her staff and many, many more people in Illinois. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. If we're going to clean up our government in Illinois, we need plenty of sunlight, and the Freedom of Information Act reforms that the Attorney General led the way on are going to help us do that. I want to thank personally Attorney General Lisa Madigan for working with our office on that. And I used to be the state treasurer, and I know what those credit card companies can do. They take advantage of a lot of people all over this state and all over this country. And we have a stand-up state treasurer who stood up to the credit card companies and said, we're not going to have you abusing college students and other people. I was with Alexi Giannoulias last week, and we signed a bill to stop those credit card abuses on college campuses all over Illinois. And I want to thank Alexi for his leadership on that. And they couldn't be here today, but I want to thank Sheriff Tom Dart, who's doing a terrific job. And I was with him last Friday in Chicago and Cook County, where we signed bills for public safety to help our sheriff and all the sheriffs across Illinois keep the public law and order. And I also want to salute someone who I supported in the primary and is doing an excellent job as our state's attorney in Cook County. That's Anita Alvarez. She asked me to say a few words today on her behalf. She couldn't come to Springfield, but she is the hard-working state's attorney who's fighting for public safety. I was with her last week when we signed some more bills. And that's what the Democratic Party is all about. We're not about talk and wringing our hands. We're about getting things done, getting outcomes, getting good things accomplished, whether it's ethics legislation. I signed a landmark bill yesterday for the Illinois Governmental Ethics Act that needed to be passed, and I want to thank the members of the General Assembly who are here who voted for that law. We passed reforms with respect to our public pensions. We don't want people who have a pension to be worried about whether or not there are scoundrels at the pension board misappropriating their money. Mike Madigan and John Cullerton and the members of the House and Senate, we put together a reform legislation to clean that up. And I appointed new trustees who are going to do the job for the public, not for the insiders. That's what we do in Illinois. We're the land of Lincoln, and we believe in what Abraham Lincoln said. Government of the people, and by the people, and for the people. It shall not perish from this earth. And as long as I'm governor, I'm going to fight for the everyday people of Illinois.